In this video, I'm going to go over some more stuff from the View and Curves menus, including Mute Channel, Template Channel, Pin Channel, and Buffer Curves. And to illustrate those things, I'm going to be using Raymond's left-hand controller, which I've already put some animation on. And first, I'm going to go over Buffer Curves. And Buffer Curve keeps track of what your curve used to look like. So if you move some keys around and change your curve, then nothing unusual happens. But if you go to the View menu and tell it to show Buffer Curves, then if you move some keys around, it shows you a buffer curve, which is a ghost of where your curve used to be. So then you can change your animation all around and look at it over here. If you decide you don't like it, then you can go back to this buffer curve by saying, by selecting the curve that you want to swap back, and then say swap buffer curve. And it swaps back to that position, and now where it just switched away from becomes the new buffer curve. And if you make some adjustments that you like, and you decide you want this to be your new buffer curve, then you can select the curve you want to make a new buffer curve for, and say buffer curve snapshot, and click on that, and then that becomes your new buffer curve. So that's what you can do with buffer curves. These are shortcut buttons. This is buffer curve snapshot, and this is swap buffer curve. So those are buffer curves. And now I'm going to show you how to mute channels. And right now I have two channels affecting the position of this controller. It's the translate Y and the translate X. So his hand is moving up and down and also to the right. But if I wanted to mute one of those channels, I can do that by selecting the channel, then saying mute channel. And then I did that with translate Y, so now this translate Y it became a dotted line curve, which indicates that it's muted. And also over here in the outliner, there's a red circle with an X in it. So now this channel is muted, so when I scrub through, it's not moving up and down anymore. It's only being affected by this translate X. So I can see it moving to the right and check that animation without being distracted by the up and down. Not particularly helpful in this example, but that's the principle of how it can work, and it does come in handy. And the position of the Y value right now is being taken from this first key on the curve, and all the rest of it's being ignored. So if I move this around, nothing's happening. And if I could change this, then unmute it, and this would be saved. But it's just not showing the change while it's muted because it's taking the value from this first key. And if I change this one, then it does adjust it. But that's where it's getting its value from right now for the translate Y channel. And also when it's muted, it puts a flat curve at a value of 1, and that's not the position, that's not the value of the channel, but that just shows up when something's muted. And the color also changes in the channel box field over here. So this is the muted channel. It's kind of like a beige. So that's just a color indication that this channel is muted. And to unmute something, you can just click on Unmute Channel right below Mute Channel. And as long as a key on the curve is selected, then it knows what you're unmuting. So I'll say Unmute. Then the line is no longer dotted. Everything goes back to normal. The translate Y is showing up on the controller again, etc. So that's muting channels. And now I'll show templating channels. So as long as something on the curve is active, then I can just say template channel, and that whole channel goes gray. And you also get this blue circle with a T in it in the outliner next to the channel name. And when a channel is templated, the keys on that channel are locked into place. So I'm trying to move them around right now, but I can't. If I select keys on the templated channel and on the non-templated channel, in this case the translate X, I can click and I can drag the non-templated keys around, but the ones that are templated won't move. And if I go up here with the manipulator, I can move the translate Y value and adjust the position, but it's not changing down here in the graph editor. And even though I have auto key on, if I go off that frame and then back to that frame, it didn't remember that changed position because it's locked and it's not going to move. But you can still adjust the tangent handles, so just be aware of that. The keys won't move, but the tangent handles can move. And as long as I'm on the subject of locking values into place, I'll show you something in the channel box. on the Translate X, since that one's not templated right now, I'll right click on it and I can go down and say lock selected, and then it goes gray in the channel box. And now if I right click on it and say key selected, it doesn't set a key, and it also can't be moved by the manipulator. I can still add a key this way if I want to and adjust it, but the usual saying right-clicking and saying key selected, it doesn't work and also can't be moved here. So that's another way to lock things. I'll unlock it now, and then it goes back to normal. And I will select this one and untemplate that channel, and now that's back to normal. But that's templating and also a little bit of locking from the channel box. And last in this video, I'll cover pin and unpin channel. And these are very similar to just pinning and unpinning from these little icons over here in the outliner. The advantage of doing it from the menu is that you can pin or unpin more than one thing at a time. So whichever is selected, whichever channel I have selected here, will get pinned. I'm going to click on pin. Now these two are pinned. If I deselect the controller, they're both pinned, so the curves are still in the graph editor. And if I want to unpin them, I can select them and say unpin. And that's it.